estate
history.
commissions. Right.
Hi, good morning, Las Vegas. Thank you for coming back here at Vegas Realty Check, your local Las Vegas real estate news show. I'm Trish Williams. We didn't know we were on audio yet.
Surprise, here we are. I mean, we should have. It's ticking in front of us, but I'm Tiana Carroll, and welcome back to the show.
Yeah, so what we were talking about is one of our listeners who is, he's been following us for quite some time. Keith.
Pretty loyal.
Yeah, he responds on almost every show that we have, and he made a suggestion.
Yeah, I like the idea.
I like the idea too. He wanted to know the history of real estate commissions. When did the sellers start paying the buyer's agent and why? And Keith, I haven't been in real estate that long because that was a long time ago. So that is going to take some research, but we are going to dive into that and we'll do a show around it.
Yeah, we will. And that'll be cool because I like to go down little rabbit holes. So it'll probably not only be the history of real estate, but when women could start to buy homes and when this could happen and when that could happen. We'll see if we can come up with a whole episode for you.
Yeah, so thank you again. We love the listener feedback and we love the listener ideas, so really thank you so much for that.
We appreciate you being a part of our tribe. So if you're not already, make sure that you like, share, subscribe, download, and hit that notification bell, like all the things, so that way when we have shows every Thursday, you are notified and can be a part of our tribe.
Yes, and today we are in the second week of what month is this? September.
Can you believe it?
Oh my gosh.
Fall.
Yeah, hello fall. It's weather's cooling down a little bit. You can't tell anything right now because you don't want to be outside because it's smoky.
It is smoky. We have all those California wildfires. All that smoke and stuff comes over that mountain and comes right into the valley.
Yeah, it looks like we have like a fog over the whole city right now. So thank you, California. You're the best.
Poor California. Don't give them a hard time. They're on fire.
I know. I'm sorry, California.
Over there.
I am sorry. I am sorry. That is very sad.
That's something that they deal with every year.
Yeah. And one thing that was brought up to us yesterday in just a sales meeting that we had is that I guess people have been reaching out saying that they're having issues right now with the wildlife because of the wildfires.
Yep.
Obviously, wildlife's getting displaced and kind of acting crazy. And even here in the valley, we're seeing more coyotes in residential neighborhoods that are not near the mountain areas. Because usually, I live near a mountain. Oh my God, coyotes all the time.
Yeah,
so there's definitely a coyote issue. But now they're kind of getting more central in the city and things like that. So just be aware of that. And if you have little ones, little pets, keep them monitored.
Don't worry, we're going to have a bunch of white girls go out there. They're going to put little handkerchiefs around their neck and be walking them like pets in the next week or so. Those coyotes will be tamed and eating out of their hand.
The coyotes, yeah. I seen a post of someone saying like, oh, I found this pet and I'm going to clean him up. And it was a coyote, but I think I hope it was a joke. It was a joke.
You don't know animal lovers.
Yeah, well.
I got animal lovers who will pick up anything, coyotes and raccoons, and they just are like, oh, Fuzzy, you're my baby.
Yeah, well, they cause chaos. In my neighborhood a few weeks ago, we saw a very tragically dismembered cat. It seems like it once was a cat, but the neighborhood, everybody found pieces of it all around. It was horrible.
This is a terrible story.
It was
Trish.
horrible. It was very horrible. Like it was bad. Yeah, so but I don't think coyotes are great animals.
Yeah, terrible stories and joking aside, that you do have to be aware, especially if you do let your cats out at night or you do have small dogs or anything, that there are wildlife in the valley, and when there is storms coming or natural disasters. Right now, the smoke from all of the fire is triggering them, so they are just acting a little weird. So just stay out of their way, be cautious, and protect what you can with your animals.
Yeah, I would definitely not leave your pets like unmonitored outside. Definitely keep an eye out for them, even if you think you're in an area that's not that doesn't have the coyotes.
just till we get through this. Like I said, when natural disasters happen and animals have their own instinct and they're like, whoa, danger, let me get away from here, they're moving into the city, and that's what's happening.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, let's get into our market update. Just quick notes on, well, let's start off with our numbers from last week, and then we'll go into
our
that.
regular weekly numbers.
Yes.
All
yes.
right. So this week.
This week,
We're not going to do last week's number again, are we?
No, this week.
This week we have 4,802 single-family residents available in our market. So that's actually down a little bit from last week.
A little bit, yeah. 329 sold. Whew, down a lot of it from last week.
Down a lot of it from last week because last week, let's see, I wrote it down. There was 444 sold.
Yeah, so those sold numbers are dropping. Under contract?
Under contract this week is 549.
All right.
And what about those price decreases?
637. They're hovering around the same still.
Well, last week they were 537. So there's
a little bit more. Yeah.
So
Okay.
that's sort of what happened with our inventory. It sort of ticked up 100 and 150 each week until we reached almost that 5,000 mark. And it seems to be what our price decreases are doing. Just about 75, 100 each week, just popping up there.
But surprise, surprise, rates have dropped.
Woo!
Rates have dropped. I mean, the Fed is still has a meeting this month where they're going to maybe do an adjustment. And now yesterday they reeled it in and said they might not do that big of an adjustment because they are still not convinced inflation is curbed. So
right. Even though we're like at, what was it, 2.9% I saw?
I'm not sure the percentage, but it's not enough to make them happy. And they said that if they do an adjustment, it's going to be a very minor adjustment. So
yeah, but who's surprised by that? Nobody.
That's why I've been telling everybody you can't trust anything they say. Well, we'll see what they do. Their actions and their words seem to be very different.
Yeah. But they could just be dropping it incrementally, smaller and smaller. But who knows when we get closer to November 5th.
Yeah, but organically, the rates have dropped. And we have some government loan programs like FHA, VA. Those are like hovering around the 5s right now, guys. So that's looking good.
There's definitely options out there, especially if you're looking to buy with all of the sellers giving concessions. And if they're making these price decreases, that is a key indicator that they are willing to negotiate to make some deals happen. And it could be a win-win for everybody.
This is when you get the deals. This is when you get the deals. And some new builders are doing like some seller paid 2-1 buy downs, and those rates are in the. I seen one yesterday that was
3.99.
Yeah, 3.7. I seen two with one of the builders.
I only saw a 3.99, and I was like, "Ooh, they're hungry."
They're getting some good deals out there, guys. So contact us if you want to get in on those deals, because when the market picks up, you're not going to get in on them. They're done.
Oh yeah, no. When we get into a competitive market, forget it.
Yeah, you're not getting deals. Deals are only in times like this. But before we go into the market numbers, I want to just bring up a couple highlights that I took away from Marcel's meeting yesterday, where we were reviewing market, like analyzing the market. One of the things is, interesting enough, the larger percentage of vacant homes are selling. 58.5% of homes that sold recently were vacant. Now, that's interesting, and there's a few things about that. Could be flips. Obviously flips always give you the wow factor when you walk in.
Yeah, turnkey ready. Look at my new sinks and my new flooring, and it's so awesome.
Yeah, more times than not, the homes that are staged are vacant homes.
Yep.
A lot of stagers will not stage occupied homes.
Yep, that's true. Some will, not all.
And another thing is realtors. If a buyer sends, and not all realtors are, created equal, so I'm not saying everybody does this, but I see it happen a lot. Buyer sends a realtor 20 houses they want to see. They're like, oh, I love all 20 of these. Well, let's go for the easy ones first, and we'll schedule all the vacant ones that we can get into without scheduling an appointment. If none of those work, we'll go to the backup options, unless there's like any that you're just like dying to get into. But if all are created equal, they'll start with the vacant ones on the first showing tour or the first few showing tours, because it's easier to schedule those than work around the appointment times for each seller.
I just make my life harder than it needs to be, because every time I schedule, I work with everybody's schedule first, and then I can just tack on those key innies at the end.
Yeah, because you can sprinkle them anywhere.
Anywhere I need to fill in time. If I'm running a little late, I could skip a key innie. If I'm running a little early, I could throw one in there.
Yeah.
But I like to get the scheduling done. I also like to take sellers into occupied homes first, because then it sort of sets the standard that we're buying this used house. If you take them into 2 or 3 occupied houses and then you take them into a vacant, 9 times out of 10 they go for the vacant. It's never
the vacants
fails.
just present better.
Because nobody wants to see somebody else's life.
Yeah, and very few people live in their home as if it was a model home.
Oh, yeah. Facts, Jack.
They live in there. There's the smells of whatever they had for dinner last night. There is that thing. So in a competitive market like this, or not a competitive market, a slower market like this, where we have a lot of inventory, the numbers are showing larger percentage of sales are vacant homes, 58.5%.
Yeah, I was going to say almost 60% of homes that sell right now are vacant.
Yes. There's only
also that goes to seller motivation, right? If a seller has a vacant house, maybe they're carrying 2 mortgages or something, and they're much more motivated to get rid of that vacant house.
Yeah, no, definitely. It's empty. It's not doing anything. It's not making me any money. It's not providing me a roof over my head. I need it gone.
Yep.
So definitely motivation is there. And then 37 homes. There's only 37 homes on the market right now under 300,000.
Yeah. So when we say there's 4,802 single-family homes on the market, it's not that that's in the 300 price range, and then there's another 4,802 in the 700 price range. No, that is across the valley in all markets, and that beginner or starter home, that 300,000, that goes fast, and there's just not a lot of inventory there.
Yeah, absolutely. The bulk of inventory right now is between 400 and 600,000.
Yep, which is just above the median price range.
Right, and I am seeing a lot slower activity once you get over 550.
Okay, so I disagree with that, because I was reading an article put out by LVR, and there were over $2 million sales last week, month. I don't remember the details, but the whole article was saying how luxury home prices are the ones moving in the valley faster.
Yes, and that's correct.
Not faster, so more sales.
Let me restate that is absolutely correct. And let me restate that statement.
Okay.
550, over 550, and under 800.
Okay,
that little window where you're not really in the entry level home and you're not in luxury yet is our slowest market right now.
Yep, little stepping stool.
Yeah.
Stepping stone from the first time home buyer into a luxury price.
Yeah, because that market where you're over 550 and under 800, you're in a market where a lot of times still looking for a mortgage, and you're at the higher, you're not qualified anymore for any government program like FHA.
Right.
So you're in this higher price point. The interest rates are going to be higher, and the payments a lot higher, and that is the toughest market right now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so bulk of inventory. 3 reasons why we have a decrease in buying activity.
Okay, reason number 1, what do you got?
Consumer debt is very high right now.
Well, I think everybody's having a hard time. This inflation is killing me.
Yeah.
I'm like $237 for groceries, and I got like 6 bags. I was like, what the hell?
Well, what the analysis are saying is that people are starting to use common daily expenses, use our credit cards for these.
Absolutely. That's where people are right now. I have at least 3 friends that I know of that are living on credit. And I'm like, wait, you're getting charged interest for that. That is a bad move. Like, you can't, and they're like, well, we can't survive without it.
Yeah. So that is definitely a struggle right now. Consumer debt is very high right now.
Yep.
A lot of people are just waiting for rates to drop. Back to that payment, they're waiting for that payment relief, that payment to drop, to have some lower payments there. And as always, So many people are waiting for the election.
What
they don't want
election?
to. Yeah.
Is there an election going on?
Not the LVR election. The main one. The big cheese.
The big circus that is happening.
Yeah. So they want to see what happens before they make their real estate decisions.
Yep.
And then one more highlight point before we get into.
But that happens every election.
Every time.
Yeah.
Every time.
Yeah.
And it
That's
doesn't matter.
nothing new.
It's the, people are like, oh my God, this one is the one that's going to change our lives. But we hear that every time. We do hear that every time.
I've yet to have one change my life. Tell me I'm wrong.
Yeah, it's so people are waiting to see what happens with that before they make any major decisions.
Yep.
And then the last highlight we had is VA sales. There's more VA sales than FHA, and couple reasons for that.
Okay.
They don't have loan limits anymore.
Which is nice.
So VA has that flexibility. They're not stuck to a certain price limit. The interest rates on VA loans are lower. And zero down payment.
Gotta love a VA loan.
Yeah, and go in. Right now, you're getting seller concessions. So this is the time where VA buyers.
VA is shining right now.
Yeah, they can, if you negotiate, if they are able to get the right deal negotiated for them, they can go in with no cash out of pocket.
Yeah.
Put your earnest money deposit, get it refunded back. I mean, that's happening in this market.
It is.
So,
this is a great market for VA.
Yeah. So we are seeing that. We are seeing some veterans take advantage of that and a higher rate of sales in the VA loan market.
Woo!
All right. So market update
That was
numbers.
a bunch of good information.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
And now we get to look and take a deep dive into August of 2024 on all of our market updates.
All right. So how many single family units did we sell in August?
So August, we ended up selling 2,138 single family units. Now that is up 6.4%. And then we had a total of 3,153 new listings, which was up almost 20%.
Yeah, hey, that's where we're seeing that inventory increase.
Yep, and that gives us a total of available units of 5,268.
And that's up a lot.
That is up a lot. That is a big jump that we saw, 35.7%.
Yeah. Still 2.5 months of availability.
Yeah, it's still, not much in availability, but much more than we had.
Yeah, well, once we get over, just like for statistics, once we're over 3 months, we become in a balanced market.
Yep.
And then once we get over 5 months, we start shifting to what they call a buyer's market. So we're almost there at that balanced market.
Yeah, we almost made balance, but it's more of a buyer's market now.
It does feel so much more like a buyer's market.
Yeah,
These
regardless of what the numbers say, this is one of those flukes that because of where interest rates are, because of inventory, because of the election, because of everything that we've been through in the past 3 and 4 years, that it feels like it is a definite buyer's market. They're getting concessions. They are getting most of the repairs met, if not all. I mean, things are happening for buyers in this market.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're seeing a shift right now, too, in the median listing price versus the actual sold price, which is showing people are negotiating deals out there and they're selling lower than they're listed for. So our median listing price is $520.
Yes.
And what are they selling for?
$476,875 is what they actually sell for.
Yeah, so we're seeing a shift there. Condos and townhouses, those numbers are a little worse than the single family, right?
All right, give us those townhouse numbers. What do we have for units sold in our condos and townhomes?
Well, in single family units, we were up a little bit on units sold.
I mean, little bit, not quite 7%, but still a little bit.
Yeah. So units sold were down 10% in condos and townhouses at 573.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is crazy because usually our condos and townhomes are pretty in line with what's going on with their single family.
Well, the thing is, if you're able to get, and this is just traditional consumer thinking, if you're able to get a good deal on a single family, of course, I don't want a condo or townhouse, right?
Yeah,
Some people do prefer them, but most people will get into a condo or townhouse because they're
The
it's more
beginning.
affordable.
Right.
Yeah.
It's what they can get into.
Yeah. So we're being able to get deals negotiated on the single family homes, which people are just like bypassing the condo townhomes because if they can work out a deal in single family, they'd rather have that.
If they want to grab one of those less than 40 under 300,000.
37 out there. 37.
37. Come on, give us a call. We'll show you all 37 of them. No, just kidding.
They might not be pretty, but we'll show them to you.
Okay. So, realtor joke.
saying.
If you're in the business, you know.
If you know, you know. Okay. New listings, those are up. Up 23, almost 24%.
Yeah, 897
Yep.
of those homes.
Yes.
Or condos, townhomes that are new listings, which give us how many available units do we get?
1,640.
Yeah.
And
That is
almost double the up.
almost 68%.
Yeah. No, I was saying double from single family.
Oh,
like
yeah,
single
yeah,
family
yeah.
was 35.7%. This is 68%.
Yeah.
Wow. That's up a lot. That's up a lot.
That is up a lot because those were the ones that were flying off the shelves, couldn't keep them in stock, and now all of a sudden they've gone down a bit in the units sold. Now the median home price range there is sort of in line with what we're seeing in single family homes. What
Yeah.
they're listing for and what they're selling for are different. You got the numbers on those?
Yeah, they're not. There's not a huge difference there. They're listing about $299,900,
Yep.
and they're selling at $292,000. Like not a big variance there, but our effective months of availability, we're almost at that 3 mark.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
so 2.9.
2.9, and that's
Yeah.
up a ridiculous almost 90%. 87.3% is that effective inventory that's
Yeah.
available. That's nuts.
Yeah. So if you have a condo or townhouse on the market and you're wondering why it's not moving, that's why, guys. That is why.
Because you got competition in that space.
Yes, you do.
Competition.
Yes, you do. So let's go to our days sold, right?
Yeah. We got the time on market for units sold, so we get to do the comparison between August and July for that one. So these are the ones where we go our active days on market, 0 to 30 days, 66.8% in August.
Not
Those
a
homes-
huge variation there, though.
No, it's
yeah.
pretty close to July. That was like 70%.
Yeah, not a huge variation. Taken up to 60 days, from 31 to 60 days, we have 19.7%.
Yep, and that's actually up a little bit. It was 16.6 last month. Mm-hmm. So
The numbers of 61 to 90 days, 7.2%, pretty consistent.
it's that's almost identical to what it was in July. And then we got the 91 to 120 days is 3.2% of those homes are selling in that time frame.
Which absolutely matched July.
Yep.
Same exact number.
Twins.
I wonder if they're the same homes.
No, those would be moved
No, the
down to the
numbers would be
120.
different, yeah.
They'd move down to the 120 plus days, which is down a bit.
Yeah, so 121 plus days, we're at 2.9%, but not down just a hair from 3%.
We're down
not
1.1%.
0.1%. Yeah.
Yep, but both of them are down from August of 2023, which was at almost 5% of the homes.
Yeah.
So, but those houses, we've said it time and time again. If you tune into the show, you know that this market here moves fast, and usually within 30, 45 days is when, up to 60 days, you're already looking at like 86% of the home selling within 60 days.
Yeah.
So it's very, very fast moving. When you finally decide to pull the trigger to sell your house, then expect 30 to 45 days. Especially if you have the house cleaned, organized, staged, turnkey ready, or vacant, then those are all factors that help those houses move fast.
Yeah.
Faster.
Yeah, looking next page on our historical charts.
Okay.
Our number of new listings, even though they seem a lot higher, single family is what I'm looking at. They seem a lot higher of our number of new listings, and availability still not as high as 2022 last quarter. So we're still
and
quite
forget
substantially
it, because
lower.
everything before 2022 is higher.
Yeah, definitely. And then looks like, and I don't remember this spike, but looks like there was a big spike in 2019. of new listings and availability. And I don't remember that unless that was like end of quarter when like COVID started happening.
I think, no, all of these were the beginning of spring of 19, because it sort of goes through each month.
Okay. Yeah.
So that's spring. And then you see like at 19, where it kind of drops down the beginning of 2020, and then it just goes bananas.
Yeah, 19 felt so such a healthy market. I really don't remember that happening, but it looks like it was short, so that could be why. And then 2022, where we seen that huge spike, was when rates went up the first time. It was like April, May 2022, and we seen this big influx of inventory.
Well, April, May of 22, we had tons of inventory and closings. Those were all closing numbers.
No, those are new listings. Number of new listings.
Oh, I'm looking at number of closings.
Oh, okay.
I thought you said it was on the next page.
Maybe I switched 2 pages over. I'm sorry. I'm looking at number of new listings.
Okay, yeah, no, the number of closings, forget it. That whole like 20 to 22, it was just wild. Things were just flying.
But we seen during April, May 2022 is when we seen inventory hit almost 8,000.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we
and right after that, fall of 22 is when the interest rates started rising and everything slowed down.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that was the reason for the increase. Like it was around April, May that we had the increase in rates, and that's where we started getting the more inventory.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so what other numbers do we have to go through here? So number of closings, that's where you just were. I was on a different page than you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I did the market trends, the number of closings, and that goes in line with all of the things, right? In the spring, we have more closings. In the fall, we have less.
Yeah, and we seen the biggest drop there was that 22 to 23. So last quarter
22 and 23, you just want to shave that right off of the graphs because they look sad in comparison to what our normal markets look like here in the valley.
Yeah.
They're just lower.
Yeah, so we haven't hit that low yet, so that's good. Median closing price has consistently raised. It has not had much of a dip. That's going all the way back from 2017 all the way till now. We've seen a constant increase year over year in that. So
yeah, because if you go back to 2017, that would have been in the 250 for the median home price range. Right. And I hate to break it to you kids, it is no longer $250,000 for our median home price. In the valley, it is $476,000.
Yeah.
So that's quite a difference in a matter of how many years, from 17 till now?
Yeah, and that's still unbelievable too. So many people, when you talk to that first-time home buyer that wants to get in the market and, wants a decent home, newer, not something like older or whatever, and they want, the standard 3-bedroom, 2-bath, a newer home. 500,000 is pretty much the range for that, depending on location. Obviously, location is a factor, but
major factor.
That that starter home that's in that new turnkey condition, that's in the area like that you want to be in. There's certain areas of town that are like super popular with consumers, with buyers. Yeah. We're looking at 500,000 for that. 470 to 500, and that's a shocker to so many buyers who are just getting into the market.
Yeah, if you're a first-time home buyer and you have to buy a $500,000 house, and all of a sudden you're looking at the mortgage payment for that, you're like, whoa.
Yeah, like what's going on?
I don't know if I want to pay that a month. And
yeah,
like, well, you kind of have to. That's the way it works.
Well, it's the thing. You talk to other people, and they're like, "Oh yeah, I got my first home, and my payment was $1,300 or whatever."
I paid $1,450.
And they're like, "Yeah, I could do that." Then they contact us, and they're like, "What?
$3,600? What?"
Yeah. So definitely, there's a shift there. We're seeing, we've been seeing a lot more people going into those condos, townhouses as their first home. But now that the market's softening up and we're able to offer under, get deals, get concessions paid, that's we're moving back into that single family range.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Which is great.
Yeah.
Everybody should have a home. Matter of fact, if you want to get a home or buy a home, you can contact us. If they wanted to get a hold of you, how'd they do it?
702-308-2878. I'm Trish Williams. If you're listening and you can't see me talking right now, and Tiana, how do
they don't know who you are, they just see you, they should automatically know, oh, that's Trish Williams.
That's Trish, of course.
Duh.
But Tiana, how do they get a hold of you?
You can always call me or text me, 702-379-9948. We appreciate you tuning in and being part of the show. If you like what you heard, make sure you like, share, and subscribe, download, hit the notification bell, all the things to join us and be part of our community. We really, really appreciate you.
Yes, thank you. See you guys next week.
Oh, and you can check out if you want any of our socials or anything.
Oh, yeah. Go to our link tree, realtycheck.vegas. That is everything. You can connect with us on social. You can follow us on YouTube. You can download us on audio.
Yep.
However you want to reach us, that's where we're at.
Yeah, and all of our community information, like when we do trunk or treats or any of our social events for our community, you can get all that information there as well.
Yeah, we do have trunk or treat coming up October 18th. That will be in Henderson.
Yep.
At our Henderson office,
Yep.
2230.
Oh, is it?
2230
I don't
Corporate
know.
Circle Suite 250.
Sweet 250. I knew there was a 250 in there.
But you won't need to try to find the suite number. You will not be able to miss it. The whole parking lot will be filled with cars, and we will be there in Wizard of Oz themes.
I might be doing a haunted tea party.
Oh, okay, well, tea party, Wizard of Oz, we're separating.
I jumped on
Yeah.
the Wizard of Oz last year.
Yeah.
But I don't do the same thing year after year. Sorry.
I do.
Yes,
I do.
You're a Glinda goddess.
Yes,
every
I
year.
am. I like habits, so.
Yeah, no, me. Different every year.
Yeah.
So last year I did the Wizard of Oz, but this year I'm thinking haunted tea party.
All righty. Well, hey, see you guys there, and thank you for tuning in. See you guys next week.
Have a great week. See you, Vegas.